Today I'm making the HD Riffling hitch. It's, by my opinion, the best riffling hitch there is out there. It's a pattern created by Helge Dahlen, and I'm just stoked to show you guys this fly because this is a really great one. It floats in slow currents and in fast running water, and it stays up. And I don't know why exactly, but I do think it's something about these two wings. When they are getting wet, it goes up like that, and they are also staying together when they're wet like this. So it just keeps it up in the surface all the time, and the salmon loves it as well. Here I'm using a 3mm tube, nano silk in 18-0 size, so it's thin and strong, and I'm leaving some millimeters in front. I'm using mylar. The green side is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to try to tie this on the other side so you can see what I'm doing. Millimeters back and just go forward again. Just cut off the end here. The next part is Calftail. I'm using a black Calftail here, but you can of course use squirrel or whatever you want to. But I do like the Calftail because it's quite fluffy fibers and they do float really well. And I'm just making 2 wings ready for tying them in. Just take out some underwool. Just make sure that the wings are in the same thickness. The way I do this is it's quite tricky actually, because I'm tying it in on the side like this. I'm starting on the side. Just taking a loose turn, 2 loose turns, and then make this go like this. And then we're starting to do some tight turns. Pull it here in the front a little bit. And then we're going to cheat a little bit. So what I'm doing now, I'm lifting the wing up. I can do it like this. I'm lifting the wing up. Make sure now here that you doesn't get the thread all the way on the green. So just underneath and circle around the wing, and then you're doing some turns the wrong way. Look what happened. So now it's just getting quite compact and stiff, and then I'm doing the same thing again. I'm doing underneath and the normal way. So now I'm finished with 1 wing. This I'm just cutting off later on. So this is the second wing. As you can see now, it's just on a little bit on the side. I'm just repeating the same procedure. Some loose turns, drag, some harder turns, and then I'm going to lift this part of the wing underneath, let the wing go, and circle the way back, and then I'm doing some turns the wrong way. That did not go as planned, actually. I'm going to do that again. Sorry guys. Checking the length of this, so it's the same. Some lifting the wing underneath, hold the wing and circle backwards, and then I'm doing some turns the wrong way, and then I'm going up in the front again. So I'm going underneath and just keep on doing some turns. So what's happened now is this. Looks like one wing now, but it's like that. So when it's getting wet, it goes together like a normal wing. So an important step of tying a fly like this, when you're doing these circles around the wing, you need to have just some varnish to strengthen the thread on each side of the wings. I do have a scalpel now, so I'm just cutting off some of it, the worst, and I'm gonna fine cut it afterwards when I've used some glue here. It's such a pain when you're cutting and you cut the thread as well. We don't want to do that. There is some fibers here, but don't worry. Now I'm taking some super glue on the thread just to make the head a bit stronger. Doing the turns, 1, 2, all over the place, like that. So for now I'm quite happy. You see the head is a little bit messy, so I am going to fine cut it a little bit now. So the last part here is I'm going to cut the front, saving probably just a small millimeter. So I'm taking the tube of the vise and just laying it on the table and cut. The last part is just to melt it. And we're back again. Doing some extra turns on just to make the head a little bit smoother and better looking. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm just gonna let it dry for a minute and then I'll be back with you guys. The top fly is the original. As you can see, the body of the top fly is much smaller than the one I just created. So you can just trim it down to the size you want. I'm going to do that now. When I'm creating a riffling hitch, I like to, especially on this fly, you don't have the hole on the sides. You do it just straight underneath, as close as the green you can get. So I'm just doing it like this. Where is the center between those two? Like that. And then I'm just making a puncher hole in it and slide it in and let it go through the tube. Thank you for watching, everyone.